Hi, everyone. How are you guys? Okay, thank you. Thank you for actually logging in at this hour right now to actually, I'm going to talk about something very, very interesting today. So before we do this, let all of you here settle down first. How are you guys doing? Okay, I saw a lot of people are logging in right now. Hi, Lily. Okay, Lim Cien. Okay, all right. Hi, Janet. Okay, nice to see you all here today. Yeah, so today we're going to actually, I'm going to share as the title implied. Yeah, I'm going to talk about one very, very special topic because being a basketball fan myself. So actually, I actually am a fan. I'm a super big fan of Michael Jordan, right? So today we're going to learn about how to decipher his chart from Parter perspective, and before we actually start this, can I know how many of you here actually are basketball fans? All right. So if you're basketball fans, type the word yes right now. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Lina. Okay. As we are talking right now, oh, so many of you here commented. All right. So wow, a lot of you here are basketball fans. That's really good. Okay, cool. So, and I also know that some of you are not, but then you might wonder, right? Can I actually learn anything about this live session here? The answer is yes, right? Because today, the purpose of having this session here today is actually to for you to learn how to read someone chart, right? Even though you are not a basketball fan, yeah, it's fine, right? Because today we're going to actually use a basketball superstar player chart to, and I teach all of you here step by step how do you read a chart, right? So in the end of this session here, I would say good to learn something new about Barter chart, right? A reading technique. It could be, or certain discovery of information, or maybe, right? Maybe you might have shared some similar traits, yeah, with Michael Jordan, right? So yes, yeah, we're going to talk about Michael Jordan today. So how many of you here Michael Jordan fans, right? You'll be very I would say psyched, yeah, because I already get his chart ready right now, and then we're going to be just loaded up on the screen anytime soon, right? So okay, Jessica, all right. So you also Michael Jordan fans. Okay, it's good, right? So I like to play basketball, yeah, while during my school time, and then it's been a while, yeah, I stopped playing, yeah, because now is there's a lockdown and all those things, right? So I might think that maybe, yeah, I just do something different perspective instead of playing basketball right now. Yeah, why not we talk a little bit about that part, right? So I think this is not something that I do frequently, right? Because most of the time when we do a FB live, we keep talking about a lot of technical thing, right? Yeah, how do you read five elements? How do you read a clash? Or how do you actually decipher the depth and emptiness? Right, this is all the usual stuff. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to pick someone that really successful, and then we're going to see what are the traits, yeah, that this person had in their Barter chart. And I want to tell you what is the meaning of it, right? So which means that in the end of the day here, it's not about just understanding his chart or Michael Jordan chart here. Is for you to look back at your own chart and see whether, yeah, whether you have some maybe you have some traits that you can activate inside your chart. Yeah, not necessarily you need to be a basketball player, right? Most of us here won't be one, right? Probably it's a bit too late, right? But there is but I want you to pay attention more on the mindset, or it could be a working ethic, or probably something that you do with I would say that luck, right? So a lot of time that a lot of people asking, right, is it success is about uh effort or luck, right? We're gonna find out that part as well. Okay, so I think, okay, a lot of you here are logging in also. Let's see who is this. I'm scrolling through your comment right now. Okay, so all I need your help here, all of you here that are already logging in right now, to hit the share button right now, so more people can, or your friends, right, the benefits of friends right now to actually view this post as well, and then maybe can learn something, right? So all of you here, yeah, help me out here. Click the share button on the Facebook Live so we can share this out to more people. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yes, here we go. So let me see all your comment here. Okay. So I just now saw someone say that you are also a big fan of MJ as well, right? So let me see who is this person. So many. Okay, all right. So all of you here, I want you to actually look into one thing. I want you to actually get your chart out first, right? So I'm sure that you already have your chart ready, right? Yeah, because while I'm doing the reading for the chart, Michael Jordan chart here, I want you to actually look back at your own chart and then you see, yeah, what are the information you can apply into it. Okay, all right. So I think we can start right now. So let me just tell you one thing here, right? So whenever we want to actually look at anyone chart, yeah. So I see some of you here just commented, yes, you need a parter chart. All right. So you please get your parter chart ready. Right. This is for your own benefit here because while I'm doing the chart reading later on, you can follow up with me. Okay. All right. So are you guys ready right now? Yeah, ready? Yeah. Do you have your parter chart with you right now? Okay, so if you have it right now, just let me just tell you what we're going to do here today. Today, we're going to decipher a legend, right? A legend in we call this goat. Yeah, a lot of people label him as goat, right? Some of you are not in. I'm not into basketball. You might wonder what is this word goat mean, right? Goat means that GOAT, greatest of all time, right? Yeah, so that's what it stands for, right? So and he is actually one of the legend of our basketball arena, and he also international cultural icon as well because he actually defined how the sport industry behave, right? And old days, yeah, sports are, I would say, athletes are only for those people who like sports, right? But through him, right, he actually make a sports, yeah, become something like a culture, and then it can impact a lot of people. Yeah. So even though you don't like basketball, I think a lot of you here, you know who is Michael Jordan is, right? Just get an example here. Even like my friends, and some of my friends didn't play basketball. Even my parents, yeah, which don't have any idea about, haven't played basketball before, they also knew who is Michael Jordan is, right? So and because he is someone that actually, I would say, I think he won like 6 NBA championship, and there's so many awards. I lost track of it, right? So why I want to do this today is I want you to actually see, what are the great charts looks like, right? So are you ready? So let me just share you the chart on the screen. I prepared the chart already. So now let me just share your screen. Okay, all right. So this chart here, yeah. So some of you here already plotted your chart. Then I think that you all already actually have it with you right now. So this chart here is a guess what? This is a Michael Jordan chart. Right? Yeah. So and some of you are very new here, right? So this is a so-called barter chart, and it looks like this. If you're able to plot from our website, it's free by the way. You're able to get this chart like this. All right. So and then today we're going to actually deep dive into this chart here, and you see on the chart here there are so many, right? There are so many different elements here. Correct or not? So for some of you a beginner here, let me explain to you first how do we actually read this chart here. Okay, so let me just show you if you zoom in the chart, right? So if you zoom in the chart here, right? So this is, of course, this is a Michael Jordan chart, but let me explain to you the metaphor first, right? How do you actually do this here? So do you see this part here? All right, do you see this part? Okay, this part here is what we're talking about preparation. Okay, yeah. So if you are learned parts before, we call this natal chart. But if you're talking about or you want to know what does it really mean here, this one talking about preparation part. Okay, so while at the bottom part here, this part that I'm circling right now, This part here are talking about opportunity. Okay, so I just write down opportunities here. So which means that, if you want to actually create, right? If you want to create a success in life, so if you heard a lot of people say that success equal to preparation plus opportunity, right? Right? Have you heard about this word? Right. So which means that, therefore, if you want to succeed, first of all, preparation means what? Preparation means that you need to get a skill, right? You need to have something to contribute. There's something you can do so well that people would like to get your service from, or maybe you can actually make things happen, right? So that is your preparation. So we are looking at a top part. And then the bottom part here, we're talking about opportunity, right? So this part opportunity talking about, no matter how great you are, right? So if you don't have opportunity, don't you think, right? It's a bit hard for you to actually get to the top, right? So therefore, when we learn Bazi, we're actually looking at these two part here. All right. So these are the two things that we are looking at. Yeah. So when we provide strategy to someone how to succeed or achieve their goal, we combine the preparation and opportunity together. So so if you learn Bazi, the top part preparation represent the nature chart, and then the bottom part here represent opportunity. We call this a luck pillars, right? So that one is a technical explanation. Yeah, but if you want to know what is the function of it, on top is preparation, and then the bottom part here is talking about opportunities. Yeah, so these are the two information we work on. So right now, yeah, let me just show you this chart again. So this is a Michael Jordan chart, right? So when we start to look at someone chart here, right? So we always start with looking at the day master first, right? So tell me, yeah, what is Michael Jordan day master here? Yeah, type it on the comment box. What for some of you learned Bazi before? Yeah, now I'm asking you a question. What is Michael Jordan day master? Type it on the comment box. Okay. So let me see whether you get it right or not. Okay, a lot of you say seed matter. Yes, correct. Yes. So when we for some of you are totally new here, when we look at a new chart, we always look at the first thing, the first information we're looking at, always the day master. All right. So oops. Yeah, this is the one, right? Do you see where's my mouse pointing to? Let me just draw for you again. So use a red color. So this is the day master, right? Yeah. So this is seed metal. So how many of you here, your day master also yin metal or sin metal, right? If you are yin metal or you call it sin metal, type the word me right now, right? Okay, I want to see who you are. How many of you here are yin metal? Wow, so many of you here. Yeah, if you're yin metal or sin metal, type the word me. Okay, Jen Far. So many of you here. Okay, TPC, me. Okay, all right. A lot of you. Okay, let me tell you one good news, right? You share the same day master with Michael Jordan. Okay, all right, at least one, right? Yeah, although you might not share the same remaining seven information here, at least you share one of it. Okay, so let me just explain to you a little bit about yin metal, right? So if we look at the chart by just looking at one element, let's say right now we look at the day master here, then which means that one information we can actually know is this yin metal here is like a jewelry. Yeah, it's like a diamond, right? So it's like a diamond. So what is the purpose of a diamond? Tell me, or jewelry? What is the purpose of it? Yeah, is to look good, right? Yeah, so I would say that for all the yin metal or you may call it sin metal, right? Whenever you see an element like that, the purpose of this element here is to shine, is to perform, is to look good. Yeah, this is the one thing here. So whatever talent you have, you must show it off, right? So don't actually resist this part here, because the more you shine, the more better you are, right? Just like a diamond, right? You don't just cover the diamond with dirt, correct or not, right? The purpose of the diamond is to reflect light, right? So to actually to showcase their talent. So if you're sin metal or yin metal, like what you are typing just now, your key to success, you might need to write this down here. Your key to success here is about one thing. Yeah, it's about to actually show your talent, express your talent well. That's the first part. Yeah, okay. So, or what shall I say? The art of marketing. Yeah, so this is the thing here, right? You need to be in the spotlight, right? If someone asks you who want to volunteer to actually speak on stage, maybe tomorrow for your company event, say yes. Okay, if you're yin metal, right? So therefore, this yin metal is, I would say, is a showmanship element, and then naturally they know how to do that, right? So if you're yin metal and you feel that I don't like to actually be in the limelight, I don't want to I don't want to be in the spotlight, then yeah, you may be a bad yin metal to start with, right? You need to change this part first, right? So these are the part that you can actually look at your chart, and then you can actually discover first piece of information here. All right, so this is a very simple way first, right? And as we go further later on, we're going to actually I'm going to analyze more deeper and deeper into this. Okay, all right. So now, the next piece of info. Wow, so many of you are yin metal. Okay, some of you are just joining in here just now. Yeah, the chart we are looking at right now is a legend. Yeah, basketball legend chart is Michael Jordan chart. Okay. All right. So, and then now while we are deciphering the chart, yeah. So at the same time, you can learn parts as well, right? So because why I choose Michael Jordan chart, because I love him, right? He's my idol. Yeah, since I was small, right? And the reason I play basketball during my youth is also because I got inspired by him, right? So I think some of you also bought the Air Jordan shoes as well, right? Yeah. So I'm one of them. Okay, all right. So now, what we learned so far just now, we learned about the first piece of information, right? The key or the code of success of a yin metal, right, on the day. So now, what is the second information we can talk about here? So if we look on a more deeper level, when we look at the whole thing here, so since right, so if let's say if I talk about Michael Jordan, yeah, the first thing you had in mind is about basketball, right, or maybe a superstar, or not, right? So he's a superstar in or the star of the star in basketball industry. So which means that if you look at his chart, whenever we're talking about something that they do or their career, we always look at the month, right? So therefore, when we actually want to assess someone's career or even your own career, we always look at the month pillar, right? So let's look at this month pillar. Yeah, let me just draw a rectangle here. Do you see this is the month pillar, right? So these are the month pillar I'm talking about. So whenever you see the month pillar represents someone's career, yeah, represent someone business, also represents someone performance. So if you look at Michael Jordan chart, this is a very, very good I would say career pillar. Yeah, so whatever that this person do, the chances of success will be very, very high, right? Then you might ask, right? Yeah, how can I tell this? So because you also want to know whether your chart contain this or not, right? So I think the first easy way to see whether your career palace, which is the month, is overall is good or not. One thing we have to look at is the clarity of the chi or the energy. What do I mean clear or purity? Which means that the top element and the bottom element is same elements. Okay, so if you look at the chart right now, do you realize that on top here is wood, right? And the bottom is also wood element. Do you see it here? Right, so there are two wood, right? Top and bottom. So this is number one box. Let me draw it here. The first box is here, and then the second box is here, right? So these two boxes here also wood element. So which means that top and bottom also the same. Means that clarity, right? So this person very likely to achieve success in their life because they are clear on what they do. Yeah, they don't have much doubt to it. Yeah, even though they're not give up easily, right? Because they clearly know, what they want to do in life and then they're going to take action, because same element means no confusion. There are no internal conflict inside. Okay, so right now, I want you to check on your chart, your own chart. Look at your career palace, which is the month palace. Do you see, is it your top and the bottom element is the same element or not? Right? If on top is fire, the bottom also fire. Ideally, it's like that. Right? So if on top is water, bottom, we also like to see water in the month pillar. Okay, so now look at your own chart right now. See whether if you have the same element, type the word me right now in the box. I want to see who you are. Okay. Someone, okay. Janet say, okay, Janet, yes. Different. Okay. Some of you are different. Lynette is the same. So, okay, I think some of you are worried, right? So if you're not the same, not to worry, right? I'm just saying, ideally, if like a quick way of assessing someone's chart, right? Let's say sometimes you don't have time, right? Don't have time to see, like, analyze 1 hour for just that, for one chart. So sometimes you just maybe like you only have 5 seconds. You want to take a glance whether this person can succeed easily or not. Yeah, the moment you see top and bottom is the same element, normally this person are very clear. Yeah, they know what to do. Right, that's the first thing you need to look at it. Yeah, never mind. If you don't have, never mind. Right, that's the reason we learn parts correct out. We want to know more detail about how to make it work. Right, but for some of you already have top and bottom is the same. That means that normally they know how to figure out things out already. They already know what to do. They're already pursuing it. Yeah, why? Why is that? This because the energy are not is not confused. Right, the energy. If this is what we call in Cantonese, we call yat gua song sing. Yeah, the same chi from top to the bottom, right? So of course, right, if you are water element, you cannot have yin water and yin water at the bottom, right? So always have different polarity is fine. So don't worry about yin or yang, right? As long it's the same element means that if you see water on top, water at the below, then means that it's the same element, right? Don't worry about whether on top is yin or bottom is yang. It doesn't matter. Okay, everyone clear? Yeah, so this is a quick way. I'll just tell you a quick way. How do you, in a glance, right? Let's say you have 3 seconds to know that this person, yeah, surely will succeed one. Yeah, most of the time, 9 out of 10 people that we succeed. Yeah, and this is the one that we are looking at. Okay, all right. So this is the if you look at a lot of achiever, so the one of the main same pattern. I'm not saying every achiever. I would say that 60 to 70% of them actually have this kind of pattern in their chart, right? So like I tell you just now, the moment the energy is same, means it's strong, it's rooted, and it's clear. So this one represents someone thinking, right? Because they want something, they're going to get it, right? Because it's clear means that they don't have a lot of but, right? Have you heard someone like they say that I want to change my job, and then but this, but that, right? It's not the right time. The economy is not good, so many reasons, right? And after 10 years, you still hear them say the same thing, right? This is mean confusion. Yeah, if it's the same element, yeah, the moment they say they want to change job, probably they already tender resignation. Yeah, because their heart and the mind are congruent. So these are the part that we are actually talking about, for the same element here. So everyone understand? Right? It's easy, right? Yeah. So what I'm going to tell you here right now actually is a very, very easy way, step by step, to actually read someone parts. So you look at Michael Jordan chart. Yeah. First of all, it's a yin matter, right? Yin matter is someone that able to showcase their talent with grace. Yeah. So you see that a lot of time during his era, a lot of time people go to the stadium or basketball stadium is not to watch the game. Yeah. The purpose they go there is to actually do what? Yeah, they go there actually to watch Michael Jordan, right? Although basketball is a team sport, right? Consists of 5% on each team. Yeah, but a lot of people on that time, the reason that they got a sold out ticket in every night of the match is because, yeah, this Michael Jordan is playing, right? So therefore, this is yin metal have this capability. They are the superstar material because they have the attraction. Yeah, that's the one here. And then you look at this one pillar, same element, easier. They know what to do, and then they do about it, and it's more smoother. Okay, if it's not the same element, they might encounter more challenges, yeah, more obstacle, more criticism. Is fine, right? As long as you get there, right? But if you have a choice, as if like you have one, right? But you have a choice in your chart, so it's always good to have all these is the same element. All right, so this is the first information that you can actually derive from your chart. Okay, so if you are not, don't worry. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I know some of you actually actually you are not happy about it, and then you put a sad emoticon, okay, oh shit, what do I do about this? Don't worry. Yeah, this one talking about inner conflict. Yeah, if you have a different element, or maybe it's a countering element, sometimes you need to push yourself a little bit, and actually motivate yourself to get something done. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so if you are same element, means you're self-motivated. You don't even need to motivate yourself. You already motivated the moment you are born, right? I think this is the best way I can explain this. Okay, all right. Now, so once we know this piece of information right now, so let me just deep dive into uh, the other aspect of the chart. Okay, so are you guys ready now? Yeah, for some of you are still just joining in here, so help to share this Facebook Live, so all your friends also can actually see this post as well. Hit the share button right now. Okay, pay forward. Yeah, get more people to learn more about Parter. Yeah, that's the main purpose I'm doing this this FB Live for. Right? Yeah, share with your friends right now. Yeah, hit this share button right now. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. So now, let's. Do you want to deep dive into the chart further? Okay, so once you know these two pieces of information, I can let me show you something more deeper here, right? I think that a lot of time people want to know about their wealth capacity, correct or not, right? You want to know your wealth capacity in life, whether your wealth element is good or not, right? So how do you do that, right? So if you look at Michael Jordan chart, right? Of course, yeah, even without looking at his chart, yeah, he's someone that's very successful, right? Of course, he can make a lot of money, right? But let's say now we want to look back at the chart, whether the chart does actually indicate that part or not. Does it mean that have a lot of capacity to make more money or not? Let's find out, right? So if you look at the chart right now, when we assess our wealth capacity, we always look at wealth element, right? So some of you are very new here. So let me tell you, there are two elements we are assessing when we look at the wealth aspect. Yeah, there are two. So what are these two elements? One is direct wealth, one is indirect wealth. Yeah, only these two elements. So now let's look at Michael Jordan chart, whether it actually contains direct wealth or indirect wealth. All right, so let's do it one by one, right? So we look at the top row here first. Okay, I see one here. Hold on. Let me just draw again. I see one element here. There's a wealth element. Yeah, I draw a circle here. Another one is here, DW. IW stand for indirect wealth. Another one is here. Another one is here. Another one is here. And then another one is here. Tell me, how many wealth element this person have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, total of 6 wealth element. So I want you to look at your own chart right now. Either it's direct wealth or indirect wealth. How many wealth element do you have in your chart? Yeah, so it's either IW or DW. Okay, now let's do this together. That's the best way you can learn it this way, right? If you just keep listening to me, right, you're gonna forget everything. Yeah, after this whole session ended, right? So I want you to actually look at your own chart right now. This is an exercise for you. I'm not asked you to read his chart, right? I already tell you it's 6, right? I know some of you reply 6, right? That one is his chart, it's fine, right? We are settled with that. I want to look at your own chart. Okay, so let's see. This one, Lim King On got 2. All right. So Wow, Monica got 6. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Nevada got 2. Casey got 3. Very good. Wow, Yifi got 5. Right, one more to go. Okay, all right. I guess you know how to look for a wealth element, right? It's very easy. You either look at the direct wealth, DW or IW, right? So these are the two elements you're going to look at it. So once you discover these two elements, so and then some of you already actually look at how the quantity of the wealth element. So then a lot of people think that the more wealth element they have, the more wealthier they are. Yeah, I mean, by natural thought process, it looks like it, right? So the more you have something, then of course, is it means that really, is it means you're really wealthy? So when we look in terms of parts, yeah, it's not about how many wealth element you have. They look at the quality of the wealth element, right? Sometimes in someone chart, even they have only one wealth element, if the quality is good, then yeah, this person also have a huge capacity to become wealthy, right? Compared to someone, even you have 8, right? So sometimes if you have 8 doesn't mean you have more money. Sometimes you might create a lot of problems because of money. Yeah, maybe you're struggling. Those so it's not something that we're going to count one by one. So how do we do this? Yeah, when we assess the wealth element here. So there are so many ways to assess it, but let me tell you one very simple way. Yeah, this is a saying from the classics. Yeah, the classic says that the classic says that 何知其人乎，財氣通門戶. Right? That's a Cantonese saying. Yeah, so let me translate this into English. Yeah, this one poem is stated that how do you know someone is have the very great wealth capacity is the moment you see a wealth element appear in the mud and then it penetrate to the stem. Okay, so don't worry. Some of you don't know what does it mean. I'm going to explain later. Yeah, but let me just repeat the phrase first. Yeah, the phrase stated that how do you know someone? How do you know someone that have a huge wealth capacity? Is the moment when you see the wealth element resides in the mud branch and then penetrate to the heavenly stem. Okay, yeah. So what does it mean? Which means that uh, if you listen to my word carefully just now, what I say that is in the mud. So for example, like if you look at the mud right now, this is a quick way. This is not the only way, but this is a quick way for someone to actually tell whether someone got wealth capacity or not, right? So it's like this. The mud pillar is here, right? It says that the rules says that the wealth element must reside in the bottom. So if you look at the chart, do you realize that the wealth appear in the mud? There's a DW here, right? Okay. And that's why it's the phrase say that the wealth element must reside in the mud branch. Mud branch represent at the bottom here. You see DW here, right? And then he say that you penetrate to the heaven. So penetrate to the heaven means that penetrate to the heavenly stems, right? So do you realize that this is also one wealth element here, right? So which means that the wealth element is on top, at the bottom and the mud, and then penetrate to the top. Okay, regardless whether it's IW or DW or mixture, it's fine as long as a wealth element in the mud. Yeah, the first criteria here is it must be in the mud first, right? It's in the mud first, and then once you discover it's in the mud, it must be at the bottom and then penetrate to the top. Okay, so how many of you here have this? Yeah, so don't worry about if you have one on top and not in the bottom. I want right now our exercise is you want to discover both first. Yeah, if you're not, don't worry, you're not going to die poor. Don't worry. All right. So now we're looking at the superior one first. Okay, your Jenna have this. Very good. Okay, so if you have this, it's okay if it's a subsheet, right? At the bottom, if it's in a small one, it's still fine. As long as you have it at the bottom and then at the top. Okay, you're not poor yet, right? This is just one of the criteria. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Some of you say, I don't have, then how? This is not the only measurement of wealth. Yeah, but this is one of it. A quick way to assessing wealth. Okay, so don't worry, don't worry. I know a lot of you say, okay, how I don't have this, then what does it mean? It means nothing. Yeah, don't worry. It's not that you're going to be poor. All right. I just want to tell you here that, if you have this, it's extremely hard for you to be poor. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether it's a mixture, IW or DW, or it's just a DW, or it's just only the IW is fine. Right. As long bottom and top also got. Okay. So now, have you done the searching right now in your chart? Okay. So now look at if you have both at the bottom and also at the top in the one branch, type the word me right now so I can see who you are. Okay. So type the word me. I want to see. Any one of you have this, fulfill this criteria? Type in the comment box. Okay, let me check. Wow. You have one. Very good. Tisler have one. Okay, Wayne core penetrate to the top but DE, but you still have it. All right, so it's good. Okay, Kokchi, how is raw wealth counted? No, right? We're only looking at IW or DW. Yeah, RW is raw wealth. Yeah, so therefore it's not a wealth element. Therefore, it's not counted. I'm sorry. Wow, Chen Jiao, Chow. I mean, your children. Wow, very good. You got luck. So you don't need to worry about your children. Yeah, you're going to make it anyway. How if both in the year pillar? Yeah, year pillar is not counted. Yeah, this phrase here, talking about the month only. Okay, Christine is me IW in the sub chi. Okay, so it's correct. Is considered in a sub chi, and you need to. The only thing you need to actually the remaining one is you need to ensure that the top of your month stem also a wealth element. If it's a wealth element, then you have this. Okay. All right. So let me read through here. Lin Xing, only have one heavenly stem, bottom don't have. Yeah, bottom don't have mean it doesn't fulfill this criteria. Okay. Let me see. Wow, so many. Let's see who else have this. So I go Huang, me hubby. So indirectly is me. Or so if your husband have it, then it's good for you, right? Means that you know how to choose your husband. Very good. I know that some of you immediately you're not checking your own chart, right? You go and check your husband chart. Very smart, very smart. Okay, I think you get what I mean, right? Okay, so now if you have this element top and bottom, which means that your wealth capacity is strong because first of all, the month represent your career and your business, right? So therefore, since the month pillar represent your career or your business, and the purpose of a career and a business is to generate wealth, and you see the wealth element in there, it means that the right element in the right palace. Yeah, in Cantonese they call this Sing Gong Guai Wei. Yeah, they're returning to the right palace. Right? Think about this. Don't you think the reason? I think one of the reason you work, or probably the main reason you work, is to make money first, right? Don't you think so? Yeah, if you don't have money, of course, if you have a lot of money, of course, you work for a hobby or your passion, right? So most of the time, yeah, we need to work to support our living. So we look at the month, right? So if your month pillar contains the element you need, like wealth, don't you think is the best position to have your wealth element? And if your wealth element is at the bottom and then at the top, means this wealth element is strong, is rooted. Yeah, just think like a tree, right? So if a tree is strong, means they have a strong root. Even a hurricane actually came, right? So it will not easily destroy, right? So if the tree is don't have root, maybe that's only on top but bottom don't have, means that it's not stable, right? Whenever there's a storm, thunderstorm, is easily get uprooted, right? So therefore, we always slide the top and bottom wealth element in the month pillar. So if you have this, one thing here is, I would say it's pretty hard for you to become poor. Yeah, unless you're really lazy, right? You don't do anything, right? But if you're willing to put effort, yeah, you can make money easier than a lot of other people. Yeah, for example, if you put in the same hour, maybe both of you work for 1 hour, you actually can earn much more better. Yeah, because you have more value, right? Because wealth element represent value. You know how to actually develop your value. Okay, so this is the thing here. So if you look at Michael Jordan chart, don't you think he have this indicator as well? Right, so even I didn't tell you this is whose chart is this. The moment you see this, you already know this person will not be poor already, right? It's not someone ordinary. It's an achiever already. Correct, right? So now, yeah, easy or not? Yeah, when you learn parts this way, right? So once we discover this, I think the next one we're going to look into is something that since we're talking about wealth element right now, let me just focus on wealth. So it's just now we're talking about this wealth element. There are a lot, right? There are so many of them. There are 6 of them. So what if your chart got a lot of wealth element like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wealth element is the element you control, right? So which means that whenever you're controlling something, yeah, which means that you need to win or you want to dominate on something. Yeah, so they're actually they are very controlling. They are someone that want to dominate in whatever they are doing. They always want to be number one. Yeah, if your wealth element is a lot, then you also have the same characteristic, right? But some of you are beginner, right? You say, okay, how do I actually look at this? But don't worry, right? If you're beginner, it's very simple. We have a summary for you right now. Let me look at this. If you look at the screen right now, if you scroll down your parter chart, right? I want you to look at this part. You see the wealth element? Yeah, let me just draw something here. You see, this is called wealth element, right? It's called wealth element, right? You see a word wealth here. So for Michael Jordan, his wealth element is 100%. We look at the beige color. Do you see 100% there? Right? It's 100%. So which means that the stronger the wealth is, the more competitive that person is, and they like to win, right? They hate to lose. Therefore, they dominate in whatever they do. They want to always be number one. Yeah, whatever industry they are working in, they always want to win. They are very, very competitive. Yeah, it's very hard for them to accept that they are losing. Right. So I want all of you here to scan through your chart right now. Yeah. Look at the bottom part here. So do you see that your wealth element, what is the percentage of your wealth element? Right? If your wealth element is, I would say, 80% and beyond, you are someone that, some people will say that they are very dominant or controlling, but I would like to use the word competitive. Right? They are the alpha. Right? So I think you heard about the word alpha and beta, right? So if your wealth element is strong, you are the alpha one or the alpha of the alpha. Yeah, that's why you see Michael Jordan. If you read his news here, he's very dominant in the court. Right? Everyone afraid of him. Yeah, his power. He do a lot of trash talking, and sometimes sends the fear to the enemy. So the moment that's the aura. Yeah, with that, he's dominate the whole game. Right, so this is the thing here. So I want to check on your whole chart here. Do you have this your wealth element or okay? Let's see this. I go Huang. Okay, so you're 98%. Okay, so you're extremely competitive. Okay, so that is your character I'm looking at. All right. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one they're looking at. Do you look at his chart here? Do you realize that the rest of the element is very, very little, right? Everything skewed towards the wealth element. So we can see this one is competitive. If some of you have a lot, but you don't feel like one, yeah, it's because maybe some of any other element is also a lot. Therefore, you have confusion. Yeah, for his chart here, he don't have confusion, right? You look at the rest of the element, right? If you look at the influence element, you look at the influence element here, it's also very little. You look at the output element, also very little, right? Companion also very little. Resource also very little. Only the wealth is the most one. You realize that his chart here is very clear. It's not a balanced chart though. A lot of people want balanced chart, right? And you realize that a lot of successful people don't have balanced chart. That's why they're successful, because they're extreme, right? They only have one thing to focus on. So for him during that time is to win championship, right? So on the one thing, but some of you, maybe your wealth is high, but the rest also quite high, right? That's why it might actually affect the whole thinking a little bit. But if you like what Michael Jordan here is, the rest is very low, only one is high. This person is a predator. Yeah, they actually stop at nothing. Yeah, they would win at all costs. Yeah, I think this is the one that everyone, even his teammate or his coach or even the media keep talking about how competitive he is. Yeah, so you can actually judge from the wealth element a lot. Okay, so this is the wealth element. So sometime if you think that your chart are not balanced, right? Yeah, don't worry, right? Because if you're not balanced, normally you if you're able to focus on the right thing, you can become very, very successful. Yeah, because I realize that I read so many people chart here. A lot of successful people chart, they don't have a balance chart. Therefore, that let me ask you, right? If you look at all those successful people, do they lead a balanced life? No. They only lead a balanced life after they achieve success, right? Then maybe they retire, then only do it. But wow, in the process of getting there, all of them are not balanced, right? They constantly focus on one thing, doing one thing or something that they love the pursuing at all costs. That's why they're successful. So this reflected in their chart as well. Yeah, imbalanced chart. Okay, all right. So Charlie Swan. Okay. Indirect wealth 93%, direct wealth 82%. Okay, very high. Good. Okay. So make things happen. So is it a problem or not if 100%? It's fine. Right? It just means that you are someone that you're more competitive, means that the chances of success are higher. Yeah, because you're willing to fight for what you want. Wealth elements like that. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, so this is one of the thing you can actually look at it, right? So also another thing here, may I add up here, is if your chart have a lot of wealth element, also represent you have multiple source of income as well. Okay, so if you look at the chart just now, right? This chart here, this person have how many wealth element? They have 6, right? So which means that this person have the capability to have multiple source of income. Like this one got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So if you have only one wealth element, I would say you don't need to focus on too much. Maybe 1 or 2 is good enough, and then you just do it extremely good. You'll be successful. Right? But you have a lot, right? Then you might need to diversify your business and then do it so that you can have our so-called different flow of income come to you. Okay, so this is so the wealth element in your chart indicate your source of income, a number of source of income. So if you have 3, very likely right now already have a side gigs. You have something to do. Okay, all right. So this is another way you can actually assess your chart. So everyone okay so far? Is it too hard for you to understand? Okay, yeah, just let me hear some voice here or your response, because I cannot see your facial expression right now. Yeah, so type something here. So are you okay so far or not? Is this the information here is easy for you? Are you okay? Are you ready to get deeper? Okay. If you want to know more, yeah, type the word yes. Yeah, we're gonna go much more deeper here. Okay, all right, cool. So now I'm going to actually show you another slide here. So while I'm showing you here, you have time, yeah. So that can more people can benefit from this. Let me shift the slide first. Yeah, click the share button. So now I have something for you. Okay, so before I continue, yeah, so if you want to learn more about, if you like metaphysics, you want to plan for long term, I actually plan with the team. We're going to have a webinar on 16th of May 2020, 8 p.m. So this Saturday. So, and then this is a link for you to register. It's a free webinar. So you can actually, I'm going to share with you how do you plan or have a strategy to plan for long term. Yeah, because why I call it spring in winter is because now, as if like we are in winter, right? We are in a pandemic, we are in a turmoil. And how do we actually create the spring in winter? Because we know that spring eventually will come, right? So we want to become someone that ready the moment the spring comes, we're able to reap the benefits, right? So this is the one that I'm going to actually share with you on this Saturday. If you're interested, there's a link at the screen right now, all right, bit.ly slash spring in winter, or you can just scan the QR code and then you're good to go, right? So you just need to, or right now, of course, you cannot register right now because you're in the FB Live right now. You just take a screenshot, and then later on, yeah, after this Facebook Live, you can actually look into this. Okay, all right. So let's back to the chart just now, where we dive into a little bit deeper in the chart. Okay. So let me just load the chart again. Okay, so this is the chart right now, Michael Jordan chart. And then wealth element, beside represent the source of money, it also represent one thing. Yeah, it also represent in terms of people, it also represent father. Okay, so some of you here just now look at the wealth element, right? Just now we're talking about wealth element represent wealth capacity. Yeah, but the wealth element, yeah, from relationship wise, wealth element also represent father. So since you look at Michael Jordan chart, there are so six element is wealth element, right? So let me ask you, do you think that his father play a huge influence in his life or not? There's a lot. There are six element, right? So which means that his father is a very important figure in his life. Otherwise, he won't have the six element wealth element in the chart, right? Therefore, if you look at his biography, or his documentary, that every championship or every match, his late father actually come and watch. Even he won his first championship, his late father always beside him, right? So he influenced him, the way he do the thing he is right now, or the person he become. He and his father is very very close. All right. So if your own chart, your wealth element is strong, right? It also means that your father influence in your life is a lot. It doesn't mean you like him a lot or he like you a lot. Yeah, it's not about likability or it's not about compatibility. Yeah, wealth element is very strong, means that he influenced you a lot. Yeah, whether positively, or negatively, right? So which means that a lot of things you do right now is because you want to prove to him something. Okay, so that is, or maybe he said something to you when you were young, and then want to prove to him he's wrong. So therefore, also a form of influence, right? So which means that he make who you are right now. Yeah, he always on your mind. Yeah, so this is the wealth element here. So let's see. Jet Lim. Which element represent mother? Mother represented by resource element. Okay. All right. So this is Jet Lim question. Okay. See. All right. So let's see what is the next information I can share with you here. Okay. So now let's look. Remember we talked about just now the chart. The top one represent preparation. The bottom part represent opportunity, right? Right. So I think some of you here are a bit advanced here. So I think you already discovered that the day master of Michael Jordan is weak. Right? How many of you here discovered that piece of information? I saw some of you make a comment earlier during the Facebook Live that you asked a question. I think some of you actually make a comment say that his day master is weak, right? So how many of you here actually know this? If you don't know, it's fine, right? Because in Parts study, there are one part here we can actually assess someone so-called the strength of their day master. So since he is a yin, let me just write here. So since he's a yin metal, he's a yin metal, right? So this is a weak yin metal. Yeah, it's weak. Okay, this is a weak yin metal. Yeah, although it's very competitive, right? But this is a yin weak metal. Why? Yeah, why is a yin weak yin metal? Is because this yin metal born in the Tommy Chan. Yes, weak born in the wealth month, right? Yes, you're right. Yeah, born in a wealth month. And because the wealth is a spring, right? This is a wood element here. So which means that any metal born in the wood season is extremely weak, right? That is the thing here. So if you because the rule of Bazi is like this, right? There's one saying called 財多身子弱. Have you heard about this? Whenever someone wealth is a lot, the health is weak, right? Therefore, they cannot make money. Yeah. So which means that if someone day master is weak and surrounded by wealth, they cannot take it. They cannot control it because the self is weak. Yeah, because you don't have energy to control it. Yeah. So the chart is like this. Yeah. Then you might ask, right? Then how can this person make so much money, right? So if you look at his whole chart here, of course there are two ways, right? One way here, you wait for the right luck pillar to come to make yourself stronger, and then another way here is you become stronger yourself. You upgrade your skill, you have discipline, right? So you learn something, you become the best of the best. Yeah, that's another way, right? So if you look at his chart here, remember we talked about the luck pillar represent opportunity, right? Yeah, remember we talked about that. The luck pillar represent opportunity. So if you look at his chart here, let's see that. Do you realize that at this age, 24, I'm not sure whether you can see or not. This is 24 years old. Do you realize that he's going through a metal luck here? Right. So if you are a weak metal, do you like to go through metal luck or not? Yes, right? Because if you go through metal luck means what? Yeah, means that you'll be actually stronger. The moment you're strong, you can take your wealth because your charts have so many wealth. So if you going to consult him, don't you think you tell him that you need to be prepared because by 24 years old, right, you have a lot of opportunity to create wealth, right? Because yourself is strong, right? Because from your basic chart, your preparation chart, you're weak, yeah, but you're right disciplined, you're dominate, your competitive is good. You build your skill first, and then the moment you go through the luck, which means that whatever you practiced before, now is the time you get rewarded. Okay, because you see going through the same element, right? You see a metal element here, right? So, and which in fact, if you study his actually biography, yeah, roughly this is the time that he actually become popular, and he actually became the rookie of the year, and then he also signed one contract, with Nike, right? I would say it's an athlete endorsed brand called Air Jordan. right? I think you heard about the brand, right? It's a Nike brand. And then that is a bestseller, because that time Nike is a struggling company. And but that time he actually asked Michael Jordan to endorse a shoe. He created a brand for Jordan. And then from there onwards, the sales just explode, and then they hit like 100 million sales on the same year. Okay, so if you look at the chart, is the timing is almost similar, right? So and therefore, and if you look, what else is there? If you look at this pillar 24, do you see a pig element here? Yeah, this is a pig element here, right? So do you realize that pig, rabbit, and goat is a combination? Hai Mao Wei, right? Yeah, three harmony combination. So he actually going through a luck pillar where you allow to form a three harmony combination between the pig, the rabbit, and the goat. Yeah, just some of you are very new here. If you want to look at the so-called the combination, if you see any pig, goat, and a rabbit, it will form a combination called a wood frame, a wood combo. So let me ask you, what is this wood combo to him? Wood is his wealth element, right? Because he's a yin metal, not metal element. You see, wood means more wealth, and it's a three harmony means is a wealth that through what collaboration with a lot of people, right? So this is where he got a lot of endorsement. He becomes super popular, and then he also won a few championship during this time. Yeah, so because he's going through his own self-luck pillar. So one thing to take note, every time you're going through your own self-luck pillar, something important will happen in your life. So it's the time that you can show off your talent because it's a sin matter, right? Right now you're going through another sin matter. So these are the time that he'll able to realize his true potential. Right? So if you're, let's say you are Yang Wood as your day master, then you look at your luck pillar, which of the luck pillar will go through the Yang Wood again. That is the time you suddenly discover a lot of your true talent. You will do something that you like to do. You have the courage to do it. And as this is about self-expression, right? Because a lot of time we don't behave exactly who we are, right? We behave according to situation or maybe on certain circumstances, right? But because sometimes we feel that some of us we feel that we're inadequate, or not, right? But if you're going through your own self-element, mean you're strong, you are comfortable with your own skin. Yeah, you have a better self-expression of who you really are inside. And therefore, this luck pillar also combined with money, this make it even better because it's a three harmony. Don't you see this luck opportunity actually support him? Right? But one thing here, a lot of people think, okay, it's because he's lucky, because he's go through the luck of 24 years old, therefore he become the Michael Jordan that he is right now. Actually, that is just part of the story. But you must realize that how many hard work he put in so many years before he hit 24 years old, right? How many struggles, how many failure. Yeah, he actually got kicked out from one of the so-called basketball club, because the coach told him that he's not tall enough that time, or he's not he don't have talent. He cried that time. That was a few years before this thing happened, the big break happened, right? So I always say that all the public victory actually come through a years of private practice, and yet he actually endured that a lot. And the moment he practiced every single day, the moment the luck pillar come, means that preparation meet opportunity, boom. Yeah, therefore suddenly the success just explode. Yeah, by itself. A lot of people think it's lucky. Yeah, but actually it's not. A lot of people think it's just God-given talent. Yeah, he's not. He's competitive. He's very competitive, but he also work very hard. Yeah, so everyone that have a lot of wealth element, they will work hard. They are workaholic, right? So for all the work, all of you here that have wealth element a lot, right? It's very hard for you to retire one. A lot of people ask a question, right? When will I retire? Right? So if you look at someone's chart and you discover that this person have a lot of wealth element, then this person unlikely to actually retire. You're going to tell them this won't happen to you. Because even you retired, you're going to find something else to do also. Yeah, because someone chart have a lot of wealth element, they like to do things. They like to control things. They want to achieve things. Otherwise, they'll feel useless. Yeah, that's how they feel. So everyone clear? Yeah, or if you have wealth element is a lot, this is what I mean. Do you realize? If you also know, do you know that Michael Jordan actually retired 3 times already? Yeah, he retired. He tell everyone I'm going to retire, and then he come back again, and then he retired again once he come back, and then he said he come back again, and then he say after a few years he retire again. So they retired 3 times. Because they always like to do things one, right? So because wealth element is an element you need to control, so it keep you occupied, it keep you busy. Yeah, that's what this element, wealth element, is all about. Okay, all right. So this is the thing here. Let me just clear this screen. Okay, let me show you one thing very interesting here. We all know that he is a yin day master, right? Right? Do you realize that his chart don't have any yin day master? Only one, which is his day master, right? Do you realize that there are no any other metal in his chart? Yeah. So what does it mean? It means that he is the only one. Yeah, no competition. Yeah, he can easily become number one in the field. Yeah, because no one so he is the best. Do you see any other yin metal or yang metal in the chart? None. Okay. Right. So he's one of a kind. He's just different. Like what Magic Johnson told, right? There is a Michael Jordan, and then there's the rest of the player, right? He's just different. Yeah. So therefore, yeah, this element here, if your chart, I want to check on your own chart right now. If you look at, if your chart don't have any friend or rock wealth element, yeah, it's not means it's a bad thing one. It doesn't mean you don't have friend. Yeah, don't take it literally. It just means that uh this person can become the top in the field because that's the only one. So which means that there are only one Michael Jordan. Yeah, even now he already retired for so many years. Now he's in his 56 years old, right? His name, yeah, he's still considered is one of the greatest player ever lived, right? So that's how powerful it is. So how many of you here in your chart you don't have a friend element? The same element with you don't have. Only you only in the chart. Type the word me. Check your chart right now. Yeah, see whether you have the any other friend element in your chart or not. If you don't have, yeah, you have a huge potential to become the top of your field, and then you are the one of a kind. Not easy to get this out of chart, right? Okay, all right. Oh, Diana. Okay, let's see. Diana, very good. Yeah, so yeah, put effort. Kimi Tan, also you. All right, very good. So which means that if you put effort, yeah, you're perfecting your craft, you can easily become the number one in the field. We like that. Okay, let me see all the comments here. Oh, Lina Ng. Okay, my daughter. Okay, very good. Train her well. Okay, Rina Kok. Does the same element has to be in the branches or the stem or hidden anywhere in the chart? Yeah, we do. If you don't see your own element in anywhere in the chart, which means that you can, dominate the field you're in because you're the only one that can do the thing you can do. Okay, all right. So do you like this way of learning parts? Is easy, right? It's not that hard, correct or not, right? So if I explain to you one by step, and if you look at the chart here, yeah, Michael Jordan chart, right now already know so many information about him, right? Just now you look about his character. He like to win. He dominate, yeah, because 12 element is a lot, and he's a weak day master, right? Therefore, he need to do two things. Either he wait for opportunity to come, and the same another way for him to train himself, strengthen his own confidence, his own skill. Because when you become better, your day master also becomes strong, right? There are two ways. Yeah. So fortunately for him, he actually see the metal luck element at a very young age of 24. Therefore, we help him to push him faster forward. Okay, so this is the one that we look at it. Okay, don't worry if you have a front element. I just say that ideal one, you see the achiever, they don't, or the one that dominate the field, they only have their day master is the one that they only have. They don't have any front element in the chart, so they are one of the kind. Yeah, if you look at Bill Gates' chart, also the same. He's a yang water, and he don't see any yang water in his chart as well. Yeah, so which means that there are only one Bill Gates in the world. Okay. Don't worry if you have a lot, then don't worry. I just tell the ideal situation. Yeah, the first question here, do you want to be the only one or not? You think so easy, is it? Right? You need to practice. You know how hard all these people practice every single day, right? Yeah, they wake up early in the morning, they train hard, and then even until nighttime, very disciplined, it's not easy one, a lot of stress, scrutiny from the press, there are so many things come in a package one. Yeah, so if you don't have doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? The first question here is, do you want to be a super achiever or not? Yeah, it's not, and this is a tough life, right? So this is the one you might need to consider. Okay, all right. So now let me just explain something to you, right? A lot of people always think that if I have the same chart like him, is it mean that I can be successful like him? Right? This is the question people ask, right? So if I have the same chart, but let me tell you, right? They are actually around 30,000 people that have the same chart like Michael Jordan. Right? So therefore, just having the chart doesn't mean you become super successful one, Also, the question here is, what do you do with the chart? Yeah, that is the more important question. Yeah, according to statistic, every 2 hours there are 30,000 people babies are born. They come into this world, right? So which means that even all of you here, right, you have 30,000 people that have the same chart with you. So which means that even Bill Gates also got 30,000 people that have the same charts with him, even Michael Jordan, right? But think about this, there's only one Michael Jordan in the world. How so? Right? If having the right chart guarantee you success, yeah, it's proven it's not, right? So a pattern destiny chart, is just tell you your potential, right? So, but it doesn't tell you how to use the chart, So the keyword here is, how do you use the chart? Yeah, that's the thing that actually determine your destiny. Okay, right? So even now, I give you the exactly same chart like MJ, Michael Jordan. Yeah, do you think you can actually achieve something exactly like him? Maybe yes, maybe no. Right? Depends on what, how, right? How do you use the chart? Right? If you look at his chart here, I think Tony Robbins, right? I think during MJ last game before he retired, yeah, Tony Robbins actually asked Michael Jordan. He said that, hey Mike, what sets you apart from the other player? Is it skill or confidence or anything? And then Michael Jordan replied, he said that, I might have some God-given talent, maybe. I'm hardworking. But he said, what truly sets me apart from the others is the standard that I had on myself. Because he told Tony Robbins, he said that he demand more on for himself than anyone could ever expect. Yeah, he's not competing with any other people. He's competing with what he truly capable of. Yeah, so it's about the standard that he held for himself. Yeah, that's the one that make him sets apart from other people, even they have the same pattern chart. Yeah. So therefore, yeah, once you learn this part here, so if you have one takeaway from the whole thing here, beside parts learning, I think one of the thing here is about set a high standard for yourself. You demand yourself. If you only can run 2 km as now, yeah, increase 3 km. If you only can do like 5 hours per day, increase to 6 hours. Always continue to push yourself, demand yourself, set yourself a higher standard. Right? This is not my advice. This is advice from someone, this legend. Yeah, this is how he held himself. The standard so high, people find hard to keep up with him, and therefore he's successful. Right? Therefore, he can actually utilize his chart really, really well. And bear in mind, he's a weak chart. So some of you here, you might actually afraid that you have a weak chart. You keep bitching to everyone. You have a weak chart. How? Right? And you realize that now, yeah, you're looking at a chart right now. Michael Jordan chart is a really, really weak chart, but yet he still can be very, very successful. Okay, now what more excuses that do you have? I know a lot of people always tell me, right? I also have a weak chart. That's why. No, MJ chart is extremely weak. So many wealth element, right? Extremely weak chart. Yeah, but yet he actually can turn around and make himself very, very successful. Right? So don't you think it tells you something here? Right? It doesn't matter whether you have a strong or bad or weak chart. It's just a reference point of how to read the chart. Yeah, in the end is, leave a higher standard. Then you can uplift your chart. Yeah, that's the part here. So there are only one. A lot of people say, "I wasn't tell me about strategy, what I should do now. What I can do. Tell me 3 things I can work on right now." Actually, life is not that complicated one. Right? Life is not like that. Right? So if you allow me to share with you here, the thing here is, in life, if you want to learn one thing, you need to do one thing only. Yeah, one simple thing. If you can do this, you can have a great, happy, and successful life. Would you like to know or not? Only one thing you need to do. If you want to know, yeah, type the word yes right now. I'm going to share with you right now. Yeah, if you don't know what to do right now, or you feel lost, right? Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, there's only one thing you can do right now, and then you will become better. If you want to know, type the word yes. Okay, all right, cool. So I'm going to say it once. Yeah, the only thing you need to take care in your life right now is you. That is your only job. Yeah, remember this. Yeah, is you, right? Because whatever you do tomorrow or from now onwards must make yourself better than you were before. Period. Right? Because if you say I want to provide for my family, I want to take care for my children, think about this. If you are not become better, you cannot help anyone. Don't you think so? Right? If you are not healthy, you don't have energy. I don't care how noble your intention is to help every person in the world. You just cannot do it. Right? So if you ask me what are the things you can do right now, there are only one thing. Yeah, promise yourself today, take care of yourself better. Right? Improve 1% per day. The moment you become better, you can help anyone. Yeah, you become a blessing. Yeah, to everyone whenever where you go. Yeah, so don't you think it's less complicated, right? Yeah, so it's all about you first. If you're good, everything else will be good. If you love your family, if you truly love your wife or your girlfriend, whoever it is, yeah, first start with loving yourself. Yeah, make yourself become better. Okay. Yeah, so this is the part that I would like to share with you on the if you're thinking about what to do, right? So because one thing I realized that in the current situation right now that we are having right now, a lot of people ask the question whether we can go back to where we used to be or not. Yeah, can the business run the way we used to be or not? I always tell them the answer is no, right? There's always the thing won't actually shift back to it used to be. You become a new normal. Yeah, there's always a new, or you can call it abnormal. I'll call this a new normal. Yeah, things going to shift already, right? So people will call this is because of COVID-19, and then or it could be due with economic situation, right? From Chinese metaphysics perspective, we call this a period 9, right? So these are the part that we are looking at, right? So I think some of you just now asked me, how can I actually learn this? If you want to learn this, I will do this one time, during and this is the one I'm going to do via online, because a lot of people want to learn what are the strategy to actually succeed in the new normal. Yeah, you can call this new normal. In metaphysics, we call this period 9 because the shift is already happening. Yeah, and then the way we apply feng shui also different. Yeah, the way we look at assess our parts or utilize our parts also different. So if you are interested to do this, yeah, let me just share with you. I have something for you here. It's called, I'm going to conduct a 2 days online class. It's an online training. It's talking about purely on period 9. Because whether your parts will become good in period 9 or not. Yeah, how do you make your house period 9 compliant? What type of business or career you can succeed in period 9? Yeah, there's so many things I'm going to share with you within these 2 days. Is on 4th and 5th of July 2020. And why I want to tell this, because the seats are rather limited here. And the good thing here, you no need to have any Chinese metaphysics background or knowledge required. Yeah, none of them are required. Yeah, because this is about application. Yeah, I'm going to share with you how to do this. Okay, so if you are interested to get more information and then to get the early bird price, yeah, because I haven't officially launched this yet. So all you need to do in the comment box right now, yeah, you just type the word P9 in the comment box, like where you used to type the same place, type the word P9, and then my colleague, the team here, we're going to actually send you information, yeah, to actually see what are the things you're going to learn from this program here. And also more importantly, yeah, you ask them for a early bird price. Okay, so because now we haven't launched it officially, we actually have a special early bird price here. Yeah, just type the word P9, and then the team will contact you very, very soon. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, all right. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time. So do you enjoy a lot in this FB life here? Do you learn a lot? Right. So you discover that actually parts is not hard one. And one thing here, when you look at period 9, yeah, sometimes a bad chart can become a good chart again. Right. This is the one that we also is something that is good to know. Right, because our energy is a cycle. Period 8 and period 9 is different, right? It could be from a chart that is not so good. In period 9, it could be activated, become a good chart as well, right? So you never know, right? So this is what I'm going to discuss, and also talk about the feng shui as well, because no matter how good your feng shui is, the moment period 9 arrive, your house feng shui energy map will change again. Yeah, because there are no feng shui last forever, and so do bad feng shui, right? They keep changing. Okay, this is the one that's why I see it's important, because it helps us to prepare, for our upcoming 20 years, and not only for you and for family as well, right? So, and if you like how I actually teach and share information, right? So yeah, come to join us, right? And why I tell this, because the seats are limited, and because I want to limit it, because I want to give a proper attention to all the students. Yeah, that's why I want to limit the online seats here. Okay. Otherwise, I thank you for everyone, yeah, joining me for the last 90 minutes here. So, and hope you learned something important and beneficial, not only for you, yeah, maybe for your consultation work as well. So, otherwise, I will see you guys very soon, and stay happy and stay healthy. All right. So, and then the team is still talking to you in the chat box. You can have a chat with them and to ask them any information you need. Okay. All right. Take care. See you guys again.